Hello everyone, I am Dr. Ami Rawat, practicing gynecologist and laparoscopic surgeon at Ami Women's Hospital. After my last video, I got plenty of suggestions on what topic I should talk with you all next, from which I have selected one topic that is about pregnancy planning and its tips and in short about what is IUI. Before that, I would like to say that today is a World Simplicity Day, and on this day, I want to pass a message that we all generally get influenced so much with all the external affairs and materialistic things, but we should not be so much influenced. We should maintain our simplicity, we have a live example of Ratan Tata. Now, getting back to our topic, first I will explain what is a normal reproductive cycle. See, this is a uterus, this is a ovary, and this is the fallopian tube. Now, when the period comes, it is regarded as day 1. Counting from day 1, gradually the follicle or the ovum gets matured, and once it becomes 20 mm, it gets separated from the ovary and it is pushed into the fallopian tube. Generally, this ovulation occurs around day 12 to day 14, but it may take longer in those patients who have a longer menstrual cycle. Now, once the ovum reaches in the fallopian tube, if the sexual intercourse takes place during that duration of 24 to 48 hours after ovulation, then the sperm gradually ascends through the cervical canal, entering into the fallopian tube, reaches up to the ovum, and then the fertilization takes place. Once the fertilization takes place, the embryo gradually through the tube from this opening enters into the uterus, and here the embryo gets implanted and it grows for 9 months. For pregnancy to occur, we require a normal ovary, both fallopian ends to be fully open and patent, normal uterine cavity, normal cervix, and a healthy vagina. And we require from the male partner a healthy semen sample. So once family planning is to be started, then fertile period, which is starting from the day 8 to 10 of the cycle up to day 20 to 22. So the middle 10 to 12 days are regarded as a fertile period, and the chances of getting pregnant are maximum in those days. Now, before that, I will also, before going to IUI, I would like to explain some of the things like periconceptional counseling. Periconceptional counseling means that you should consult your gynecologist and to get a complete explanation of all this reproductive process. Your fertile period is to be identified. You require some blood reports. Husband and wife, both of them require some blood reports. Husband may require a semen analysis report, and blood report is very essential because some of the diseases are to be ruled out before pregnancy, right? I will give a example of thalassemia minor. If a wife is suffering from thalassemia minor or a husband is a thalassemia minor patient, then what happens is, if we do not go for blood report, and if both of them are thalassemia minor, the child will turn out to be thalassemia major, which is very fatal disease. So periconceptional counseling and some of the investigations are very much important. Also, before planning pregnancy, you need counseling regarding what you should eat, what you should avoid. For example, you need regular exercise, you need healthy diet, fresh fruits, vegetables, stop smoking, stop alcohol, decrease use of mobile, Wi-Fi and laptop, because it may hamper the semen analysis, or the radiations are harmful. You should do regularly yoga, pranayam, and be active and have regular sexual intercourse. And the days of fertile period can also be identified by going for follicle study examination. Now, follicle study is generally done from day 8 to 9, and it is done on alternate days to measure the size of the follicle and when it will get ruptured, because ovulation generally occurs on between 12 to 14 days, but this period generally varies from patient to patient. So your fertile period and the specific days of ovulation can be identified by follicle study. Also, both the partners require some of the counseling regarding the healthy lifestyle, and also require some of the vitamins and supplementation. For example, during the periconceptional period, in the first the 3 months before planning, you need to have a folic acid supplementation. 1 to 5 milligram of folic acid supplementation is required, because sometimes because of the folic acid deficiency there occurs some fetal anomalies, and a simple tablet of folic acid can prevent it. So this all can be explained only if you visit your gynecologist before planning of pregnancy. Now, once a couple tries like this for a year, but after that also they are not successful and they do not conceive, then it is regarded as a case of infertility. Once you go to your gynecologist for infertility, then we will counsel you about the lifestyle and the changes you should do, and also start some of the medications which are known as ovulation induction medications. Now, before starting with these medications, we generally require healthy semen analysis. If the report of semen analysis is normal, and some of the blood reports of the female partners are normal, and also a test to know that both the tubes are patent and open. When these things are normal, then we go for ovulation induction. Now, once after 3 to 4 cycles of these medications also, when couple does not conceive, then we go for IUI. IUI is intrauterine insemination. Now, IUI is a very simple procedure. Its success rate is about 15 to 25%. So it may be possible that in first cycle of IUI you may not conceive. You may take 3 to 4 cycles of IUI also. Generally, for this IUI cycle, we call the patient on day 3 of their periods, and we start some of the medications, or we can also use some of the injections for making of these follicles. Then we gradually measure the size of the follicle. Once the follicle is 20 mm mature, then we give injection for this ovulation, and once ovulation occurs, then we go for IUI. So after the injection, generally 24 to 36 hours post injection, we go for IUI. In IUI, there is a very thin catheter which we insert through the vagina, through cervical canal, up to the near to the fundus of the uterus, and we gradually slowly push the semen sample. The semen sample of the husband is generally to be collected 1 to 1.5 hours before the procedure. It is sent to the laboratory for preparation and semen washing, and the fresh sample is to be inserted through the IUI catheter up to the near the fundus of the uterus. Now, IUI will aid to increase the success rate of pregnancy, because we insert the sperm near the fallopian tube. So normally what happens in sexual intercourse, the semen sample lies over here, and it has to swim up till here, right? So this much walking and swimming of the sperm is decreased, and we insert the sample over here. Rest of the thing is totally natural. So for IUI also, you require a normal ovary, normal ovulation, and patent or open fallopian tubes. If the patient has a blocked fallopian tube here or here, then the patient has to go for test tube baby. At least one fallopian tube should be open for a successful IUI procedure. After IUI, what we do is we ask the patient to lie down in a straight or head-low position for 20 to 30 minutes. After that, the patient can go to the home and can continue the routine activities. Also, we give some progesterone support so that If this cycle the patient conceives, then the progesterone support will help to continue the pregnancy. Other thing is, after 15 days we generally go for this urine pregnancy test or a blood pregnancy test, and then we confirm the pregnancy. It is not necessary that within one cycle you will have successful result of IUI, because the success rate is about 15 to 25%. After IUI, many of them believe that we require a strict bed rest and we should avoid all our activities. It is not like that. You can continue all your routine activities, yoga, pranayam and everything. Eat healthy diet, avoid X-ray, radiation and other activities which requires acute bending and pressure on the abdomen. These exercises should be avoided. Rest, everything can be continued. Healthy diet should be continued, and even after IUI, on the same day or on the next day, we also advise for continuation of the daily or alternate day sexual activities. It is not to be prohibited. In IUI, I would like to emphasize it again that it is totally different from IVF or test tube baby. Right? In IUI, we only help the sperm to reach over here fast. Rest, everything or entire reproductive mechanism remains the same. And IUI is also not very painful or not a very complicated procedure. Now I have covered all the important points regarding this. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, you can definitely message me. I will be back with another video after a few days. Thank you.